How you doing, y'all? Matt, Massive Beers, here. Back with a little bit of non-alcoholic beer review. Yeah, we're still doing those, because we dig on those. A little bit of Rationale up in this piece. Never heard of these beers, but Rationale themselves kind of reached out on the old Instagram and said, hey, saw you doing the NA stuff. Figured we sent some off. Here we are. This is their totally rational citrus hazy IPA. It's, as you can see, 0.5% or less alcohol by volume. On the back here, it says we all have moments where we are torn between rationalizing between beer or no beer. Next time, crack open this non-alcohol, crushable, tropical hazy IPA with a double dry hop finish that makes no concessions. We call this self-love without sacrifice. San Diego born, Sonoma brewed, tropical citrus grapefruit. Yeah, again, digging like a southwestern kind of motify kind of thing going on down there. I'm not sure if that is, well, San Diego born, Sonoma brewed. Don't know what that means. Not from California. Sorry. We'll see what's what. Anyway, let's start with this thing here. Little hazy glass. Yeah, they have this, and I actually have their, it's like their lager. I believe it's called their Cerveceria lager. I actually wanted to do that one. Grabbed that, started a video, saw this. We're going with it. We'll see what's what. So I dig on the label. Yeah. Beer-wise, definitely looks the part of a rich, big, hazy. I mean, it's not super dark. It's kind of darker environment that I film in now. Might give off a little bit more with dark vibe on the maltiness. We'll correct that in a new studio. But index finger, barely off-white head to head, rich orange core. Let's get a nose. There's a big, huge grapefruity orange with a decent amount of pithiness kind of going on in here. There's a little bit of weedy dankiness, but there's this weird, like, confectionery thing to it. It's not lactose. It's not vanilla. Actually, you know what? It does remind me a little bit of marshmallow. It doesn't say anything about, like, kind of a lactose-laden or influence, but there is this soft sweetness that comes off, for the lack of a better kind of explanation, it comes off very much kind of confectionery, but it has that extra oomph to a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of marshmallow kind of vibes to it. So definitely leaning heavily into that equal parts grapefruit and orange. Sweetened grapefruit juice, orange with a little bit of pithiness, and this little slight dollop of vanilla kind of / marshmallow. Did not expect that. Not going to say I'm hating it. It was just kind of surprising for that to jump out in a non-alcoholic beer, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, it smells like a very fruit-forward, very juicy, very kind of New England-style hazy kind of IPA. Let's just dive in. Cheers. That's fun. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's got a nice carbonation to it. There's a little tiny, little tartness coming from this. Doesn't really jive all that well with an IPA. It's a subtle tartness, and almost can be confused with like a citrus acidic kind of tartness kind of thing, but it's not that. I don't know where that's coming from. Super minimal stuff here, though. That orange / grapefruit definitely comes through. That little dollop of that subtle OD confectionery kind of vanilla thing is there. Again, very small. Most of the big hitter here is that big citrus note. The big hitter here is that orange and that grapefruit. There's a slight bit of that little bit of doughy graininess in here that you get in a lot of non-alcoholic beers, but it's very minimal here, much less than what you typically get from a lot of NA beers. More specifically, a lot of hop-forward ones. They tend to be a little bit more showy when it comes to that doughiness. Not really getting that here. That all that much is a little dollop of it. It's actually quite tasty. It's actually probably one of the better hazy IPAs, non-alcoholic hazy IPAs I've had. I mean, for me, hands down. You know, just the haze from Sam Adams. And again, I'm not a Sam Adams apologist or super fan, but they're just the haze for me is bar none the best hazy NA beer on the market. Not even close. Like, it's better than any of their regular hazy IPs. Let's put it that way. But this is definitely up there with that kind of, and I don't want to use the word second tier, but I guess it would be the best way to describe it. Kind of second tier, but I mean, that first tier is a tier by itself. The Athletics of the world, the Two Roots of the world, those kind of breweries, and do a really good job of that. I like it. It brings a little bit of its own kind of personality. Like I said, with that bursting citrus that comes off when you add that little kind of marshmallow / vanilla thing, which I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe there's a super heavy oat addition in here. That's what gives its mouthfeel. Maybe that's where it's coming from. It gives itself its own little kind of calling card in a fun way. Not like heavy-handed or over the top, but it definitely kind of shows itself when you're drinking the beer, and it comes off really tasty. I like this. I actually kind of can't wait to dive into the actual crisper, cleaner kind of cerveceria that they sent off. Because I think this is a little bit opposite when it comes to NA beers. I think you can get a little bit better results, or let me rephrase that, a little bit easier to make those smaller beers, those kind of lager pilsner stuff like that. I think they come off not that they're easy, but I think the hazy is a bit harder in the NA world, where in the real beer world, it's actually quite opposite. So I'm kind of excited to dive into that. Words are hard. Into that one next. Yeah, it's a really fun beer, honestly. Probably, and like I said, one of the better hazes I've had. Definitely in that second tier alone, separated from just that Sam Adams one that honestly is just that freaking good for me. But yeah, I like this. I think it's fun. Rationale. So there's two meanings to it. It's ration and ale. Ration? Ale? You're rationing ale? Then you have rational. There we go. That makes sense, right? So there we go. Any review in the books? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you've had anything from this company. What you think of hazy non-alcoholic beers. What you think of if you drink non-alcoholic beers and drink regular beers at the same time. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to know. Let's have that conversation down there. Those are the things I want to talk about, is what your experiences are with the style, with the brewery, with the genre, I guess you'd say, of beer. And there you go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, NA or otherwise. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.